hands? How many people here are programmers, engineers, that kind of thing? How many people are writers or designers or creatives? Okay, about half and half. So as you might tell, I'm here, scruffy beard, fat, t-shirt and filthy jeans. I'm a programmer. It used to be very easy for programmers. Go back 15, 20 years. Programmers worked down in the basement. They Aspergered away their cube forms. They turned out these systems that were ugly and, functional and hard to use, but you had to use them because you worked there and you had no choice. Meanwhile, there were these designers, the creative folks who would, work on, the marketing materials and the advertising campaign, the branding documents, and they never had to come downstairs to deal with the programmers, except maybe awkwardly at the Christmas party. And then everyone was happy, and then along came the web. And suddenly everything changed. People were thrown together. Creatives and programmers had to work together at the same time, on the same project. And in the late 90s, I was working for a consulting firm, and I can't name them for legal reasons, but it's an anagram of panties is their name, okay? And so it's a very enterprising firm, doing business consulting, and the programs were shirts and ties and workshops, and any web work that was done was really ugly and perfunctory, and this is actually a graphic from their website of how they worked. And they realized that as they were doing these websites and they were competing for projects, they needed some nice designers. So they bought a couple of companies who had nice websites and wrote books on killer interactive websites. And it was good. Because what was, the programmers really resented the designers' parts. All of a sudden, these people came in and got nicer offices and wear cool clothes. And the designers didn't like it either. They were treated as, well, you come in and you just kind of sprinkle your fairy design dust over our projects. So it led to a lot of tension. And so the new VP of Creative was brought into an all-hands meeting to address engineers. They said, you guys have to understand, we don't know when we've completed on something, we have to keep working. You guys, you know when it's done. And those are passive-aggressive murmurs, right? Because the truth is, engineers, we don't know when it's done. We want to keep working on things and polishing things. Coding is an art. And you can look at a bit of code and say, oh, that's beautiful, oh, that's well designed. It's just the same way you can look at a painting. And yes, it can be crappy code, just the same way there's Thomas Kincaid paintings. So, here's the question. What job am I describing? It requires a lot of practice. Some people have a natural aptitude for it. You need to be inspired, and the best ones, they're always learning. And, if you're enjoying it, you'll do it even if you aren't being paid. And, the one thing that really ties it together is the CEO has a nephew who says, oh, this is really easy, and I could have done that in about 15 minutes. I don't know what you're paying those guys for. Does that sound familiar to some people? Yeah? Yeah, so here's the secret. Engineers, designers, we're all the same. We are all the same. It's the same challenges, the same frustrations. And the problem is that when you look at software in particular, everyone can see the surface. Everyone can look at it and say, oh, that looks pretty, doesn't look pretty, or oh, it should do this, it can't do this. Everyone can see the top of the iceberg. No one can see all the decisions, all the work, all the thought that went into making that. And it's the same regardless of the code or the design. So, sorry. We need to unite, engineers and designers. We need to find our common flows in these fields. The first one, the one that I'm guessing some people in the room are, so I'm going to be very nice about, is the project managers. When you're designing things, when you're speccing these things out, and you're not gathering requirements, and then you're holding our feet to the fire when it's getting close to the deadline, yeah, we need to work on that one. The other problem is the CEO's nephew, or more accurately, the CEO himself, who will come in, 2 days before the thing is due to launch and say, I just read that green gets more click-throughs. We should change everything. Or, I just read in Project Magazine about this MySpace thing. Make it more like that. And here's the real enemy for all of us. Engineers, designers, writers, whatever it is. The real enemy is the deadline. We're all trying to do the best we can before we run out of time or money. And in all fairness, this slide looks like a graphic that's about 1 in the morning late for a hand in the slide. Sorry about that. So anyway, that's my talk. That's about 5 minutes up. So that's my message is. Designers, creatives, engineers, writers, programmers, whatever you are, let's all come together and I will be available for hugs during the interval.